Look at this Dodge Dart with this giant exhaust tip coming out one side. I guess the other side isn't even real. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember where I really left the channel off on. I don't remember the last video I posted, and I'm also a little bit too lazy to check. Oh, yeah. Hallie and I are moving. Well, let's take a break for a minute from all the excitement of Hallie and I moving and trying to pack up and all that stuff that's going on in my life right now. Finally got away from the house. There's some exciting news in the 4x4 industry that if you guys have been living under a rock, there's this little thing that's been announced from Ford called the Bronco. And in this video, I'm gonna break down some of the stuff from a Jeep owner's perspective about the Bronco versus the Wrangler kind of head-to-head, because clearly Ford is coming straight for the Wrangler, and you can tell because a lot of the stats that they were throwing out were aimed directly at their competitor here. So just want to tell you guys, I absolutely love this Jeep. This new JL is absolutely amazing. Although because I trusted Ryan Mayer to put my lift kit on here with me, there's a ton of stuff that's kind of been going wrong. Not going wrong, but there's a lot of shakes, a lot of rattles, a ton of stuff I have to tighten up, and of course there's some stuff that he didn't quite finish up on the other side. So that's what you get for trusting a YouTube engineer to help you out here, to help you build your Jeep and make it a little bit bigger. Like for instance, I don't think this this tab nut on the back of this bolt actually belongs there. This lower control arm, you can see that lock nut, or whatever it's called, is not very tight. But other than those few things, of course, they're aftermarket parts. I absolutely love this Wrangler. Now, being a Jeep owner, I've had other Jeeps in the past, and these things are absolute just monsters off-road. I clearly don't live in a great area. As you can see, it's all flat and farmland around here, so I don't live in a great area to take this thing actually rock crawling. I do want to do that eventually. We are going to be heading out west this summer, so hopefully we can hit some big trails there. Now, all that being said, I absolutely love Wranglers. This is the second one I've owned, and I've absolutely loved this JL so much. This new platform for Jeep is just incredible. I love the styling, and of course they keep a lot of the heritage with, you know, being able to take the doors off, to being able to take the top off, and all the aftermarket accessories that you could possibly imagine for this Jeep right here. This SUV has infinite amount of, you know, options and bumpers and wheels and tires and all that kind of stuff. This is like the building block of any 4x4 company. But I want to take today and talk about the Ford Bronco, this guy's main competitor now that Ford actually came out guns blazing with a 4x4 product that can compete since, like, I think the Toyota FJ Cruiser, actually the 4Runner as well, but still this is just in a category of its own. Do I like Ford as a company? Honestly, not very much. Never been a big Ford guy. Actually, I don't think my family ever has owned any single Ford product. Do I want to get a Bronco? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do I want to trade this in for a Bronco? Not quite yet. Not only can I physically not do that just yet, but I do want to make sure I don't make the same mistake I made the first time when I bought this Jeep, and that is buying a first model year for any new product or any new vehicle specifically. I'm gonna make sure they work out the kinks first, and maybe I'll get one you know, when it comes to, you know, maybe a year after, or when I really want to get rid of this thing. Personally, I think that the Ford Bronco is gonna fit my personality, my driving style, like my lifestyle better than this Wrangler. No offense, I freaking love this Wrangler, but I don't take it off-road as much as I really wanted to. You know, I always make plans to go, you know, to hit trails and do all this stuff, but at the same time, it's all just in my dreams, really. The way I live my life, I don't know if you guys noticed, but behind me and over here, nothing but pure farmland. Here in Ohio, there's not much to do off-roading, and we do have some friends that have some, you know, property down south, and there's some hills, a little bit of mud pits here and there, but at the same time, there's nothing that I want to do specifically with this Wrangler here in Ohio. So that's why I think I'm leaning more toward the Ford Bronco. Now, with that independent front suspension, it's going to make driving on the road just that much better, that much more comfortable. This solid front axle is meant to be off-road. Better articulation, more stout. You can also get it in a manual. You can get it in the smaller engine in the manual, which I'm excited about. It does have 7 gears, so it has like a crawl gear, which again, not sure how much I'm going to use that, especially where I'm going to be living next. It's going to be more of like a city dweller, and then get like a weekend warrior type of thing, and that's why the independent front suspension doesn't bother me too much. As well as the manual transmission, I actually might opt for the bigger engine, which you know, a lot of people they really like that 7-speed, and honestly I would love to get one. I've always said if manual's an option, there's no option, but I feel like I'm getting old, honestly. Just like kind of tired of just clunking through gears in this Jeep and getting up in there, and you know, I'd rather just have an automatic and, you know, deal with those issues when they come. Especially for off-roading, the manual's not bad at all. I literally just put it into 4 low and like 1st and 2nd gear, and this thing's fine. But having an automatic, I think it'd just be so much nicer. And again, coming down to lifestyle, it's when I'm going to be driving through the city or driving through town as it is, the manual just, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me, because there's a lot of traffic, a lot of stop signs, and just there's not a lot of open roads where I can just take the Jeep and just leave it in 4th or 5th. Another thing about the Bronco coming out, which is a good thing and a bad thing, a lot of a lot of people are like, this is great competition for Jeep. Jeep's finally like, will have something to compete against. It'll bring the prices down, all that stuff. Particularly, I don't think the prices are going to come down. Honestly, if anything, the Bronco is going to match or be similar to what the Wrangler is at right now, which to stay competitive is, you know, it's a smart move, but you're already up into the 40s, almost 50s, and a lot of these Jeeps, the Rubicons, if you option them right, and even the Broncos, when I looked into it, you can get up into the 60s, and for an off-road SUV, I couldn't imagine spending that amount of money just to beat the crap out of it. And I know some people, you know, they have their priorities, and I'm sure I'm gonna get torn up in the comments. You know, if you want to spend that much and beat the crap out of it, you know, more power to you. But yeah, it's just a big personal thing. I don't think that the Wrangler is gonna come down to try and like beat the price of the Bronco. I think initially the Bronco will have a ton of sales. I personally think that the 4-door Wrangler looks better than the 4-door Bronco, but I do like the 2-door Bronco over the 2-door Wrangler. There's just something about it. Although I don't really like the rear end of the Bronco very much. I don't know what it is. It just seems like it's got really long butt cheeks. But yeah, that's just me. Now you're going to be able to take the top off. You're going to be able to take the doors off. There's also going to be a soft top option as well. And that sounds very similar to another vehicle that I know of. Now the Wrangler's going to have more engine options than the Bronco. The Bronco has like a turbo 4 and twin turbo 6. The Wrangler has obviously their natural aspirated V6. They have a turbo 4. They're going to have a hybrid coming out. They also have the diesel, which that diesel is just a torque monster, and as well as, you know, all the leaks for the 392 as well. So there's going to be about 4 or 5 engine options within the next year for the Wrangler. So I think that will be a competitive edge, especially for those who want to, you know, go to diesel fuel for the Wrangler and get all that torque. I do want to mention that in Ford's press release, it was very tricky of them to say that they have the best-in-class torque for gas engines. So yeah, they are not even trying to say that they have the best in-class torque when it comes to you know, just 4x4 in general, because obviously the Wrangler will take that cake any day with that diesel engine. So very sly of you guys to slip under the radar there and say for gas engines, the Wrangler still is the king when it comes to the amount of torque you can get in the class. I am very curious to see what the fuel economy is going to be for their turbo 4 and their twin turbo 6. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to the Ford F-150, although the Bronco, I'm assuming, is going to be much lighter than the F-150. And I don't know what that turbo 4 is in. Again, I don't really know much about Ford, so if you guys know, leave some comments below what you guys think. Now the tuning options for those engines are going to be pretty incredible right off the bat. I'm sure it's going to be an easy engine to tune, considering that I'm pretty sure both those engines have been around Ford for a while. Now there's a ton of other YouTube channels you guys can go to when it comes to like actual torque specs and water fording and length and weight and tow rating and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to get into it from a Jeep owner's perspective. I think that Ford came out with a fighter for sure. I'm actually really excited to see a lot of those Broncos on the road. I honestly want to own one at some point, but I don't think I want to own one right off the bat. Again, I don't want to make like almost the same mistake with buying a first year or first model year. I want them to work out all the kinks and the gremlins and all that kind of stuff. But not only that, but the dealer markup is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So make sure you guys watch out for that. I'm also super pumped to see what the aftermarket comes up with for the Bronco. I mean, it's just been pretty much trucks and Jeeps when it comes down to, you know, aftermarket parts, and you can only modify a Jeep, you know, so many different ways with so many different parts. And I mean, it's still an incredible number, but I'm excited to see a new platform with new style bumpers, new fenders, new rock rails, new everything that you guys can do to a Bronco. And I'm super excited to see what they come out with. Although I am super disappointed in Ford because there's like 3 color options. There's like black, white, bluish white, a darker bluish white, a gray, a darker gray, 2 reds, and then there's like the one good color, which is the orange, which I'm assuming that everybody is gonna buy. I really wish the color options were like way better. There was one called Area 51, but Ryan told me that Area 51's like the slate blue, like light blue, whatever, and I'm just like, it sounds like Area 51 sounds like alien. That would be a perfect name for like a green like this, but I digress. And I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of white ones on the road with a whole bunch of fancy vanity plates that say OJ this or OJ that or something about OJ Simpson. I get it, the joke's overplayed. It's been overplayed before the Bronco even came out. Everybody's like, oh, hope there's a white one. Oh God. I do really wish, and I hope that like in the future they do put the V8 Coyote engine in it. A lot of people, obviously in the comments of the video, the press release, all this stuff, we're really hoping for a V8, and obviously Jeep trolled Ford. Like right before the press release, they released a commercial for their 392 Wrangler, so they're really trying to push the envelope of Jeep, and Jeep is kind of pushing back with actually saying, yeah, we have some 392s in here and we're calling it a concept, but I know we have 50 of these things running around in the test market, so be on the lookout, guys. There might be a Coyote engine faster on the market than you could think. And actually, when it all comes down to it, America's Most Wanted will probably be the first people to swap a Coyote in there anyway, so there's that. Also, SEMA 2021, I'm not sure if it's even gonna be here, like if SEMA's gonna be available or if it's gonna be this year for 2020 because of all like the COVID stuff that's going on. But 2021, I can guarantee there's gonna be nothing but Broncos all over, because when I went, when the JL was released, nothing but JLs. When the Gladiator was released this past year, it was nothing but JLs and mostly Gladiators, but JLs and Gladiators, and Supras as well, because of course that was the newest platform. But coming down to this 2021, when this Bronco's released, I can guarantee almost every aftermarket company is going to have, when it comes to off-road or overlanding, it's going to have a Bronco. I don't know, what should I try and get a black one eventually? I think I'm going to try and get a black one and wrap it green. That way I can keep my my license plate here, and it'll still mean the same thing because all 4x4 vehicles are going to be money pits. I honestly am considering the smaller engine to get the manual. Again, I'm kind of leaning toward that bigger engine. Maybe I'll just wait it out until they actually do have the V8 in there, because that thing will absolutely cruise. It'll cruise with a V8 engine in a 2-door. But that's not to say that the amount of torque that's in those Broncos right now, those things are gonna fly for sure. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the Bronco that's coming out. Obviously, from a Jeep owner's perspective, I think it's finally a worthy competitor coming out for Jeep to challenge it in the 4x4 market. Holy crap, look at that. I thought I hit a bird. Jeez, that's a huge dragonfly. Sorry, a little distracted there. I think that Ford came out swinging with a 4x4 product that definitely speaks to enthusiasts and definitely gets under the skin over there at Jeep. I'm excited to see them out on the roads. I want to get one eventually. I just want to skip all of the dealer markups and all the hype, and again, don't want to buy a first year, so I'm probably gonna skip out on that for now. But I am super excited to see those Broncos finally back out on the market. Those things are absolute legends. Before the whole OJ thing, those things were absolute legends. So yeah, so all you other Jeepers that follow me, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think about the Ford Bronco. Do you think it's worth upgrading from a Wrangler? Would you keep your Wrangler? Or do you just absolutely hate Ford and will not buy a single product that they come out with? Either way, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button while you're down there. And as always, we will catch you guys in the next one.